Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Hashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elders that's in the spirit and authority, as Yahweh Shai was. And peace to you, true brothers of the house of David, you real warriors out there that slaying these motherfuckers in the spirit, and the true men of the Lord way, real threat to every society and every wicked false prophet. You know, they were thorns. They were like a damn splinter in your goddamn hand. You couldn't function right unless you got that splinter out. And that's how they felt about Paul when they took up that oath to not eat until they had killed Paul, because Paul was a fucking thorn in their side. And what we see is, in this time, this is the time of the false prophets. This is you guys' time. And so what you guys have been created for is to gather the majority of the people. You're supposed to get the majority of the people. You're supposed to get the clout and the fame, while the real men of the Lord, they're going to be in the shadows. And you have to find their ass. Like a secret fucking passageway, you have to get to these men. And that's what's going on in these last days. And you know, it's so crazy what's happening. But this is what the Lord told us that it was going to have to be. So you're gonna have to search for those men like a treasure. You know, the spirit is out there. It's out there in that open field. You got to search for it. You have to really search for it, man, because the wide gate now is a gate full of guys that's a bunch of goddamn weaklings, manginas, and a bunch of pieces of shit out there. And a lot of men in these camps, they're controlled. And the thing about them is they're not following what the Lord said to do. They're following their own spirit. You see, so with Yahweh Shai, he told you that he was that water where you would never thirst. You looking at these guys in these camps and these men, they're gonna have your ass thirsting. You see, they're not gonna heal you. The Lord said that he is the way, and the truth, and the light. So if a certain way the Lord told you to do it, you gotta fucking do it the way the Lord told you, not the way the camp. And we understand we're in the time of the prophecies. And you know, we've brought out many prophecies, but as you get deeper in the rabbit hole, you see that just knowing prophecies, that's not what this thing is. And what these false prophets have done, they have made you concentrate on prophecies and that weak ass mark of the beast and all that bullshit, right? Well, meanwhile, guys are not even being built up in the spirit. And so what's happening in these last times, by you teaching those heavier matters of the law, you're exposing guys that's actually wicked. You're exposing them. Because men are not on Yahweh Shai. They're not in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. You see? Men are not, these camps and these groups and shit like that, they're not in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. They're in their own fucking spirit. And the Lord is speaking on that shit. The Lord is speaking on it. And the time that the Lord actually told us about, we're living this time. This is a time like no other. We're in that very crucial time. You know, the disciples asked the Lord what was going to be the signs at the end of the world. And the rumors of wars, pestilence, you know, this COVID-19, all these fucking things, this shit that's happening in the Middle East. It's a lot of things going on. But more importantly, one of the major prophecies, which guys don't like to speak, are the false prophets and the many antichrists and the false anointings. This is a heavy prophecy too. And the elect, And what you got to understand is that the Lord is going to deal with the element of surprise. So to be a servant of the Lord, that means you have to move in the stead of the prophets. You have to move like they move and not doing your own thing. We see that guys they've waxed fat and they've became weak, and now they're moving to the steps of the world because they want to be accepted of the world. Therefore, they can't teach in the way of the prophets because they're of the fucking world. So the majority of these guys, they're not blessed by the Lord. They're not blessed. The Lord haven't blessed their ass. These guys are in a demonic failed state. You see? Matthew 24:44. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful, wise servant, whom his Lord have made rule over his household, to give him meat in due season? It says, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing. And not just doing any goddamn thing. You got to be in the spirit. The prophets were in a whole nother hard spirit, man. They weren't in this weak ass spirit these camps and these guys are in, man. It is a very bugged out spirit guys are in. And it don't have nothing to do with the scriptures and the prophets and the men of the Lord. It doesn't have nothing to do with it. It says, verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord, the laugh is coming. Right, a lot of guys, they're so demonic, they don't even think the Lord's coming. So that's why a lot of these guys, they're not in the spirit of the Lord. They're in the spirit of being fucking rulers over these camps and being fucking bug outs, giving you a false image of the prophets. It says, and shall smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken. It says, the Lord of the servant shall come in a day while he looketh not for him, and in the hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. Right, so the Lord is letting you know that the Lord is going to come when you least expect him to come. He's not going to come when men, like right now, this clown, the SE newscaster, this guy tell you don't worry about the false prophets because he's one of the prophets. He's one of the false prophets out there. He's a goddamn, he's a piece of shit, man. This is Job 8 and 12. Because what's going on is what the false prophets have done. What the false prophets have done, they've given you this weak ass image. And so this guy tell you don't worry about the false prophets. That's a part of it, because you guys are a big fat ass group of false prophets. All these major camps. This is Job 8 and 11, 8 and 12. It says, whilst it yet in his greenness and cut down, it withereth before any other herd. So are the path of all. Let me read it. Let me start from 11. It says, shall not they teach thee and tell thee other words out of their heart? Right. You know what, man? This is heavy. I wanna read this. It says, for we about of yesterday knowing nothing, because the days upon the earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach thee, and shall not thee other words of their heart? Can the rust grow up without mire? Can the flag grow up without water? While it is yet in his greenness and not cut and not cut down, it withereth before any herb. So are the path of all that forget the Most High, and the hypocrites' hope shall perish. Right, so you guys, why you hypocrites? Because the Lord called you fucking actors, because you're not moving in the way of the Lord. You're doing your own thing. You're doing your own fucking thing. That's why the scriptures say the righteous shall stir himself up against the hypocrites. You see? Matthew 23 and 23, 23 and 13. But woe to you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites, right? This is the time. This is your time. This is your time, you false prophets. This is the time of the false prophets, man. It says, but woe to you, scribes, hypocrites, Pharisees, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourself, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Right, a lot of these men, they know that the Lord ain't dealing with their ass, and they're going to be destroyed at the end of this. So they shut up the kingdom of heaven from men, because they know their wicked ass is going to be destroyed. It says, Isaiah 33 and 14, it said, the sinners of Zion are afraid, and fearfulness has surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? That right, the sinners are afraid. You false prophets, deep down, you're really afraid. And the thing is, all of you fucking pieces of shit out there, Luke 11, he said, you guys are fucking graves, because you're dead to the spirit, but you're alive with this world. So you can't have the spirit and be well known and popular in this world. It don't work that way. And truth be known, man, like they're fucking with our live streams, they're fucking with our views. And look, we don't even have that many people watching us, man. But that just shows you that the true men of the Lord, you're not going to have no place in this world. Only the hypocrites have a place in this world. So if you're famous and esteemed, that means you're of the world and you're a false prophet. That's what we're finding out in these last days. Matthew chapter 15 verse 7. Ye hypocrites, well do Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching doctrines and the commandments of men. Right. Saying that Judas Iscariot wanted to push the hands of the Romans. Saying the abbreviating the mark of the beast. Can't even say it because you guys don't even have the faith. You guys have taught so many prophecies to the point to where you don't have no faith anymore. And you showing men how to be weak and to be scared. Like your scary weak ass, man. You guys are a disgrace right now. Verse 10, it says, and he called the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand, it's not which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth the man. That's right. So all the shit that's coming out of you guys' mouth in these last days, it's defiling you. And the more you guys speak, the more we see that you guys are the wicked. You guys are the wicked, man. And this is your time. This is your time. The Lord have allowed you to build yourself up so you could be destroyed. Mark 13 and 22, for false anointings and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. Right, so what you got to understand, the Lord told you that false prophets are going to rise. It was going to be many wolves in sheep clothing. Well, you got to understand that these camps are that rest haven for these false camps. 2 Peter 2 and 1, but there were false prophets among the people, even there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring themselves swift destruction. That's right. Right, so there were going to be many false prophets and teachers. It's a lot of these guys on the internet and a lot of these guys in these groups. They're denying the Lord because they're not coming in the Lord's spirit. They're in their own spirit. And the scriptures clearly tell you, stupid ass, you motherfuckers out there, that the Lord was an austere man and he was slaying their ass through the spirit. That's why they wanted to kill. They wanted to kill the Lord because he was slaying them through the spirit. Luke 6:26, it says, "Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you. So did their fathers to the false prophet." Right, so this guy, the SC newscaster, that guy's a false prophet. A lot of these camps and these guys, these big groups and these men, they're all false prophets. They're not in the spirit of the Lord. It's clear. You watch guys, you see what spirit guys are in. It is a fucked up spirit. So if you're following these guys in these last days, that means you're fucked up too. You see? So that's why we say the elders and everybody, they follow these men in their groups and they're not in the spirit. Then what does that make the elders? You see, it's no respect of persons. And all you fucking guys, you're not moving in the spirit of Yahushua. You have your own fucking spirit. The Lord said, try the spirit, because it was going to be many false prophets in these last days. And so men that bring their own spirit, like the scripture tell you in 2 Corinthians 11, you can't if guys are not in the spirit of Yahushua, then you gotta move the fuck away from them. Guys are in a wicked spirit. And the thing about it is the Lord actually set men up to do that. The Lord set man up to be that, to be the wide gate and to be the wicked. And so this is the day of trouble. This is Jacob's trouble, because every men and all the false prophets, they are they're out there. And these men, the sad part about it is that they have food. They're going to fool the majority of the people with their nice way they're coming, with their smooth way. That's how they attract guys, by their smooth way. And the way the Lord got men away from him, he didn't come smooth. So that's what you got to understand about this truth. This ain't no way of you being smooth. That's why the Lord came austere. And he said, these guys don't even want to use cuss words, man. That's why you fucking guys, man, you guys are pieces of shit, man. Psalms 81 and 11, because they're in a whole nother spirit. So what the Lord did, he gave them up to their own fucking harsh lust. So you can't be caught out there listening to these major groups in these camps anymore. It says, but my people would not hearken unto my voice, and Israel would none of me. It says, so I gave them up unto their own harsh lust, and they walked in their own counsels. And that's what our people have done. They've walked in their own counsels, and the Lord have given them up to their own lust. So men are not in the spirit of Yahushua in these last days. So this is the hour of the false prophets. This is your time. But as there are many false prophets out there, the Lord is basically raising up the true men of the Lord right while this is happening. But the true men of the Lord it's a small number. It's a small number. While the wide gate is very wide in these last times. But death to you wicked motherfuckers out there. And you brothers, man, keep your eyes open. Keep your feelings out of it and lean to the spirit. Because these guys are in the flesh. They're not in Yahushua. With that, Shalom.